These are the YouTubers I want to thank for the screenshots. Best Green Boy, Giancarlo Paramingo, Ace Trainer Liam, Chugga Conroy, GameSpy, Monkey King Hero, and then we have Mudjagorn. So I didn't just take from this Let's Play of Platinum, I also took from his other Let's Plays like Pokemon Sun and stuff. Now, even though you read the title of this video, I still want to give an introduction to the little guy, since number one, it would be pretty rude not to, and number two, this Pokemon's always been pretty special in the eyes of Game Freak. Being introduced in Generation 4, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, especially in Platinum to where he will get the most shine, having a whole event based off of him. In the Haunted Chateau, you'll then be introduced with the TV that you could talk to, and there you'll be introduced with the level 20 Rotom, electric ghost type. Now I want to talk about his design really quickly, since I really like aspects of it. I like the little Thunderbolt hands that he has that are symbols of Thunderbolts, right? To where it sells him as an electric type, and the unnatural body structure that he has with this little orange spirit inside of this blue aura sells him as a ghost type to me, which was really cool. Now let's get on to the main thing that makes Rotom special, is that you can put him in different machinery, like a fan, a washing machine, which was pretty cool and gave the player really cool options for this Pokemon. Now don't get me wrong, Eevee has these certain options too, but with the Eevee, right, Eevee's decision, right, which you go with, like whether you want this Jolteon Umbreon, your decision with that was permanent. You can't go back on the decision. Rotom was always pretty cool in that factor where you can always just go back on it, like, oh, I don't want Rotom Wash, I want Rotom Fan, which was pretty cool and gave the player more choice and more freedom with the Pokemon, which helped them stand out and made this Pokemon cooler to me personally, even though I never used him. Now, let's talk about Generation 5 and 6, since they didn't really do anything with this Pokemon, but Generation 7, something would change. Now, Generation 7, aka Sun and Moon, would do something different with Rotom, which was pretty cool in my opinion, and that is place him inside the Pokédex, one of the most important items in all of Pokemon, the thing that has all the knowledge and information about Pokemon, the main reason why you set up on your journey to catch them all, right? And he's just placed inside of it. Not only is it a cool way to reinvent a trope, right, in Pokemon, that you get the Pokédex, but put a cool twist on it that Pokemon is inside of it. Not only this plays into the nature of Rotom in a cool way that he likes going inside the machinery, it also gives him more personality. Now, they didn't make him mischievous, but they still give him more personality, like just adding in the fact that he likes helping people and just likes being useful, especially in Scarlet and Violet, to where your player character would have fell to their death if Rotom didn't come in and save the day. This adds more story to a Pokemon or personality without making a story around this said Pokemon. Like, for example, in Scarlet and Violet, Koraidon, for instance, to where they made a story around him. But with Rotom, they didn't need to do that since he's technically always with you, being your Pokédex, being your phone, and being your bike in Generation 8. Or, like I said before, being your phone. Now, let's get into some other stuff, since I really do like this, and I want to talk about it more. So, this is enough for the introduction phase. Now, like I said in the title card, Rotom Dex to me presents the world of Pokemon better, because before all this Rotom Dex shenanigans, the Pokédex was simply just a piece of technology that only humans build. Now, that I don't mind it too much because it's an impressive piece of technology, but it's the fact that it only was built by humans and no Pokemon were involved. It's only there to just scan and analyze Pokemon, which isn't bad, but it just feels like something that we could do. Or it doesn't feel that unique to the Pokemon world because it's just a piece of technology. But now that Rotom is inside of the Pokédex, the Pokédex has more personality to it, a more unique structure to me with the Rotom signs on it, like the little Thunderbolt hands that he has that are more rectangular, and the little spike on his head. But I really do like this structure of a Pokédex. But like I said before, I don't want to give Rotom the only shine for this. Okay, actually I didn't say that before, but still, I don't want to give Rotom the only shine for this because there are other Pokemon that do it too. Let's give a good shout out to Corviknight, the taxi system, to where he has a plushie made out of him, and he also helps the world of Pokemon feel more alive to me too because he flies people around the world or the region of Galar. Or the Machoke in Generation 3, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, to where they just use their average day muscle to help people. Now, let me move on to the next section for this, because this goes into another problem I want to talk about with Pokemon as a whole. Now, like I said before, I think Rotom really presents the world well, but here's one aspect that I think the Pokemon world does weak. Like, look at this house, for example, the starter house. What really screams about this house to me as Pokemon? There is no paintings of Pokemon on here. I mostly say the art style that represents Pokemon to me, but still, that's the only thing I can really say. There's no Pikachu ears on this house, or just paintings. Or let's go to the starter field of this area. Now, this doesn't encapsulate the whole game, and there are some better areas for it, but still, right, what represents about Pokemon to me in this basic field is just a plain basic field. Like, why can't there just be, like, at least a simple amount of Pikachu bushes or Fletchling bushes? Like, stuff to make this basic field pop out more. No, it's just a pretty basic field to me. But let's go to a good example in the Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle movie, to where we see these paintings on these basic items or objects that we use to walk upstairs and stuff. Or like how in that dancing scene with Coco and Ash, there's a Palpitoad or in a tadpole painted on the back of the stage. There's literally a tadpole painted as a musical note. Now, don't get me wrong, people can still do this in our world, just paint the Pokemon that they love, but in this Pokemon and people world, it stands out to me more since there are actual Pokemon in this world and people are expressing themselves on how they love this Pokemon. And especially in this musical scene too, that there's a Rillaboom and Jigglypuff helping out these two magicians to bring more life to their music. This really screams the world of Pokemon world to me, because not only people and Pokemon are inhabiting it, this really shows the harmony between them. Now, just like how I love the painting, it just shows how people will paint these Pokemon just to show their love for them. And also, I really want to quickly talk about how this did give Rotom more shine. Like how he has comics about him. Like, look up Rotom Dex, and you'll see some comics about him that just shows him possessing average day items more. Or just how he likes to talk out of the Pokédex. Now, I think I said enough for this section. I'll go on to my next or final section. Now, hopefully I did a good job explaining why I like Rotom like this for the ending of this video. I went over a bit how I like him in mundane items because he presents the world of Pokemon better. Or I like how he gets a bit more story to tell while not being the center focus of a Pokemon, like in Scarlet and Violet, to where he saves your player character's life. Or like how he's given more personality beyond his Pokédex description, like being mischievous. He does like being inside the machinery, like how when Kukui says he powered up his favorite Dex. Or how he just likes helping people, like what Kukui said, to lend you a helping hand. And when I was doing the searching for this video, I came across this Reddit post to where it's like, or one of the questions says, is anybody tired of the whole Rotom Dex thing? You already know my answer to it, but I want to ask you guys this. Are you tired of Rotom being in these items, right? Are you tired of Rotom just being like, okay, in your phone, in your bike, in your Pokédex? Let me know. Anyway, that's all for this video. I'm out.